Hello. So what are we doing with the Corvette today? Since it's 70 degrees, actually 69, it's warm enough to put the decals on, which I tell you, I hate putting large decals on, uh, but I already messed up here, a couple of places here and a couple of scratches. But once it gets hot, it will be easy just to mold it a little bit better. So this pier kind of messed up a little bit. So, but I measured it. I did it with the help of my wife. She actually came out and of course, right now it's not windy, but as I'm peeling off the paper from the decal and to put it on the hood, the wind was atrocious. Like all of a sudden, it decided to be super windy. This is why you do it inside in the garage, but my garage is so full of shit right now. Anyway, so we did the hood, which was the most difficult one, and like I said, the only issue I have is with the end of the spear right there, and but so far so good. I mean, it is pretty straight. I measure it; it's right in the center. So far so good. Now we're gonna do the numbers on the door, which I only got 14 inches because I didn't want to get it too big. I could have got, I think the next size up was I wanted to say it's either 17 and then 22, but I think the 14 inches is good enough. Trying to position the 5, but I don't know if that is right in that center. That's what I wanted, which is almost the center of the door. So I guess we're gonna ask the missus if how she likes it. All right, so we just finished. I tell you what, the numbers were so much easier once I figured out where to put the numbers, how I want it almost centered to the door and right in the middle of the door. Well, not right in the middle. I want it to be a little bit off, like toward the center of the opening of the car, just like it is in the cartoon almost. And I got the mock-up wingtips, but again, those are not the ones that are going to be there. We're going to get something sturdier, which I'm not going to drive with those things on because they can fly off. So that's just a mock-up, but it actually came out pretty decent. The vision that I have of the speed racer on a Corvette, the red seats are going to get a red leather, whatchamacallit, covers, so I can, and the ones that you sew on, and it's gonna look all professional. They're only like $40, $50 on the internet, so I'll do that. I don't have to change the whole thing. Here's the M. Again, once it heats up, hopefully I can somewhat fix that. There is no way of fixing it, but you know what? It's supposed to be race damage, supposedly. There you go. So I wanted to say I'm gonna get the website where I got this decals. It took 10 days for them to ship it, and then the post office lost my package, and I didn't get the package. And it was literally down like an hour away on the main hub in Richmond, and they lost my package, and it took them from the 28th about 2 weeks from Richmond to get it down here. So, but at least I got them. I put them on. Not bad for $100 on worth of decals and the car. And again, those are just the mock-up wingtips that I did just to see what I can do with the car. This car is lots of fun to drive. This is just gonna be hilarious. Again, these decals are gonna be able to peel them off. Nothing is permanent on the car, because in case I ever want to sell it, I can take that off. And what I did is, as soon as I got the car, I washed it, I cleaned it really good, and then I put ceramic wax on it. So when I peel the decals, it's gonna take the ceramic off, but not the and I doubt it's gonna take the ceramic off, but it's sticking to it. It's gonna cure for another 24 hours before you can wash it. But by the time we got to go out for dinner, I'm gonna take this car, and it should be okay to drive with it, because again, it's nice and warm. It's already sticking, which is good. It's already hard. Wow, that was quick. So, and the M is right in the middle, which that's the one thing that you start from the top, but by the time I got to the bottom, because the spears are so long, that is the problem. That's the only problem. So yeah, here it is, my interpretation of the Mach 5 on a Corvette. All right, hope you guys like it. I know a lot of people are gonna flag me for this, but you know, put it in your comments. Again, I didn't ruin the car. I can always peel these decals off, and nothing's gonna happen to the paint because I took precautions for that. I'm not an expert on putting decals on, but I have done a lot of them, as you can see in some of my cars. Well, until next time, let me know what you think. Again, this is just for fun. Have a good day. All right, so this is the next day. We went to dinner yesterday on the Mach 5 Spark Corvette, and just to bring you up today, a couple of things that I did to the car besides the decals. After curing, the decals look pretty good. So what we've done with the Corvette since we got it on February 14. All right, first thing I did was to replace the exhaust, which this is in, I think it's NDA or DNA. DNA. I got this from American Muscle, which would have gone somewhere else, to be honest with you. It's just that it didn't say what brand was it, and usually American Muscle is pretty good. It's just that I think I overpaid for this one a little bit when I could have got it, you know, a little bit cheaper. Second thing we did was to install a CAX eliminator, which is the computer assist gear shifting, because the car is automatic. So that was the second thing. Third thing I think we did was the shift knob. So we got that shift knob there, and I'm trying to remember. I think I got that from Amazon. It feels pretty well, pretty good. It came with a huge nut for the lucky nut, but it was too big and too bulky. So what I did was I put a little bit of rubber foam at the bottom of the shift nut inside of it, so I can squeeze and you know, and tighten it until I almost got it perfect. So if I put another piece of rubber there, plus it actually shucks the vibration. Here's the problem with the shift knob though. It gets hot. It gets hot in the summer and it gets cold in the winter. So I usually put a hat on it, you know, which it doesn't do that much for either, but at least in the summer it's not you know, bad. Last thing I did, I got that radio right there. Okay, yeah, it looks red because it's reflecting the seat covers. And I went with that radio because I really like the double DIN stereos, but the videos I watch and people hacking their Corvette and all that stuff, you know, I don't know. I don't see myself with this car forever. I'm not a Corvette guy, but I do enjoy driving this car. So if I wanted to turn it back into stock, everything is removable, including the radio. I didn't chop anything. I use you know, I forgot the name of the stuff. Anyway, with the stuff that you can connect to the stock harness, a harness. There you go, and everything to keep using the bus. The reason why I needed a stereo like that, because the stereo that came with the car was perfectly fine. The only problem was the rear view camera, and I had to have my phone set up there to use Android Auto. You know, I like that little bigger screen. But the great thing about it is the backup camera. The backup camera is on point, and it is perfectly set up for this car. The other thing I did was from the forums, what they recommended to do was to whatchamacallit, to get the steering wheel locking system fixed, whatever that is. I gotta fix this. The steering wheel locking stuff, which it wasn't expensive. It was a little bit of a pain to, because of my big hands and big fingers, to install. But you know what? It won't let me strand it because of the steering wheel is locking out. From then we did the I got a K&N filter, and we did the zip tie stuff, which it makes a difference. I was surprised. I thought it wasn't gonna make a difference, but to get the big thing out, again, everything's reversible. I didn't break it. I put it away. So when I sell it, we're gonna sell it all the stock. Also, I got this little rubber thing here, which keeps the water and dirt, because I have to get it. The filter was too close to the, I didn't want to get water to get in there and then get hydrolock. What else did we do in here? Pretty much, other than change the oil. The first mechanical thing I did besides changing the exhaust was to replace the harmony damper. And we went with, I don't know if you can see it back down there. Focus, come on, focus. There you go. So we went with the Summit Racing. I got this done at LMD. I was thinking I can tackle that job, but once I look at YouTube videos on how to do this, yeah, it was too much for me. Maybe when I was 20 years younger, I would have done it myself, but no. This hurt because it was more money than I was ready to spend, but nevertheless, it's a peace of mind. I changed the belts too, and we did an oil change, and I always use Ceratec on all my cars. And this, I love using Ceratec, every oil change. And I tell you why, on my Mustangs, right? On my Mustangs, when I had a 2013, I thought that I had the ticking noise when the car was cold, and I go, oh no, not that dreaded ticking noise or piston slap. So I went into the forums. People recommended to use the Ceratec, which is what they use, I think, on BMWs when they change their oil. This is a this is a German product, and I tell you what, it makes a huge difference. It quiets the engine down. The car performs really well. And funny enough, I use it on my daily driver, which is that little Mustang right there, my V6 Mustang, and that I have forever, and my 91 Night Rider car, which I got to do an update video on that one too, because we took the ground effects of that car off. Again, that was another pain in the ass, but now it looks more like it and not like a fake Trans Am from 91, with all those ground effects. I guess that was such a popular option back in the day that everybody wanted, but I think the Firebird looks better without the ground effects, and the Camaro looks better with the ground effects. All right, that's all. We're gonna say goodbye. We're about to go to another Cars and Coffee this morning. I'm waiting for Trixie this time to come out, and so we can go, and that'll be all. We'll get another shot. Oh, and that's the OG kid, but it's still a little cold today. I like to take that car to the car shows when it's ready. I do turn it once a month, turn it over, and let it run for at least 15 minutes. I do drive it. I need to widen this driveway because you gotta remove 1, 2, 3 cars just to get that one, and the same with this one, which I think I'm gonna take that one next week. All right, you guys have a great day.